Hey, what's going on, guys? Yesterday I posted a short of that arpeggio lick, which is actually today. I'm just not going to post this video till tomorrow. So today I just come up with this, playing with some arpeggios in B minor, and I thought I'd come up with something fairly cool to make a lesson out of, because I think it can definitely help with some technique and stuff. It's got some tricky stuff in there. So that's it. Jump right into it. So these are not all B minor arpeggios, but everything I play in the whole run is in the B minor scale. So starting off here with this type of arpeggio, which is 11th fret of the G string, 12th fret of the B string, and then 10th fret of the high E. So, and then you'll grab the 14th fret of the high E and pull off. And then work your way back down. And then when you go back up, you're going to slide that up to your B note up there on the 17th of the high E. So that should be like... Okay. And then the second part is pretty much the same thing, but just up here starting on the 17th. I'm sorry, the 16th. So you've got... So 16 and then 15, 17 on the B and then 15 on the high E. And then you're pulling off the 17. And then you're sliding all the way up to the 24th fret. So there's that. Then we've got that part's a little tricky fingering. I would recommend using all your fingers for that, because you could go like, but that's to me that's harder. So I use my pinky here. So it's 15 of the high E to 17th of the high E, pull off. And then I put my ring on the 17th of the B, and then my middle on the 16th of the G. So you've got back to the B, back to there on the high E, and then do the pull off again. Back to your E note there on the 17th of the B, and then the so when you do the pull off, you go straight to the 16th of the G and then back to your E note at the 17th of the B. So okay, and then you do pretty much the same thing here. So that's starting at the 10th and then pulling off on the 14th. And then your 12 on the B and 11 on the G. Okay, so everything so far slow. It's kind of hard for me to do slow now, sorry, but there's that. So then we've got back up at the 15th, 17th, another pull off, or hammer on a pull off. But then we're gonna go so you've got 17, 15, 19, 17, 15 on the B. So, and then you grab the 16th of the G and then go back up. Okay, so after and then once again we're kind of doing the same thing lower again. So this is, it's like one thing in two different positions, you know. So you've got, and then okay, this one's actually a little different, but you're starting off with that same pull off. So 10th fret to the 14th, and then 12th of the G to 11. So, and then 12th of the D to root note, 14th fret of the A string, and then 12th of the G, 12th of the D, then 12th of the G, then 11 of the G. So all right. So I'll play it again slow, starting from the and you're almost there. That's pretty much it. You've just got the last 3 sweeping arpeggios. So the first one is that one. You're starting on the 19th fret of the E, pulling off to the 14th. And then you've got that kind of stair-stepping pattern where you got 14th on the E, 15th on the B, 16th on the G. So what I'm doing here, I am sweeping it. You don't necessarily have to, but I'm going up and down it twice, like, and then working up to the next one. So you can kind of watch my right hand, how I sweep that. And then on to the next one. We're jumping up fairly high, so you're going from all the way up to, so that one is starting at the 22nd of the high E, and then you're just barred here across the 19th. So that one twice, and then the last one twice, starting on the 24th fret, high E, and this is going to be, once again, a stair. I like to call it. That's how I look at it, like a stair step pattern. So you pull off the 24th to the 21st, and then from there it's stairs. So you got 21, the high E, 22 on the B, and 23 on the G. So all together on the last arpeggios, slow. And then I end it with a bend at the 24th of the E. Since we're in B, you're kind of bending to the 5th. So. So that's pretty much it. So have some fun with that. I hope that helps anybody that's trying to learn some more fun arpeggio and sweeping kind of licks. Has some kind of challenging techniques in there, some string skips and different things. But yeah, I just came up with that today, messing around with some arpeggios. But I was thinking about making a more beginner introduction to arpeggios and sweeping. If that sounds like something you guys would benefit from or be interested in, let me know, because I know this is probably a little more advanced for someone who is just trying to learn about sweeping or learn about arpeggios. But that does it for this one. So let me know if you guys want to see that, or any other, if you want to, if there's any songs you want me to cover or topics, let me know. Love doing these lessons and trying to help anybody out. So thanks for watching.